What's Happening Hoke show is filmed before a live audience and is brought to you by Rockfish Motor Speedway, the Rock of Hoke, nunboys.com, and GPS Photography and Video, GPS Photo and Video.
Independent people, young people, old people, middle-aged people, it's going to, I don't know, communism, radicalism, Isaacs, or whatever these people are that's fixing to take over, they're going to take it. And all we're going to do is sit back here and twiddle and let them have it. And we're sitting and saying Washington's the only one letting them have it, but they're really not. Because we put them up there. And when we put them up there, we either need to get them out and get somebody to straighten it out, or there's things that ought to be done. The Constitution that he just read, that first few words of it, all veterans, when they go to war, that's exactly what they're thinking in their mind. I'll believe this. Then they wouldn't go over and die for it. Thank
you. Jim and Mr. Ellerby, what we're going to do is we're going to go into some local business, but I would really like for your ears to hear, especially if you get elected, maybe you can help us out.
Something is so.
Okay. Carlos is going to work on our local traffic pattern again. We brought that up. I talked to Darius, Raleigh, DOT. He has confirmed the fact that we do have money already planned for the road that goes out here. However, we're still in the books. We haven't, our percentage has not went up very much as far as getting the road put in, but it is there. We just got to fight a little bit harder. We got to get some noise made with DOT up in Raleigh and everybody that's concerned and push this. And I believe that the way we can do this, if you're going to take the pictures, we're going to show them what the traffic pattern looks like. We're going to get input from the community to write in the newspaper when I present it to the Rayford paper and the Fayetteville paper. We can present it both ways. But we are going to take pictures, we're going to show them what the congestion is, and we're going to move on from there. We're going to continue to fight. I just want to let the community know that we have not stopped fighting on the traffic issues. We have not. As far as that, that brings me down to the fact that I want to appreciate everybody. I am fighting for Rockfish. I'm trying to get Wayside, and I'm trying to get our other community over here involved to come to some of our meetings. Because we, on the east side of Hoke County, we are the largest number of voters there is. If we can get together on the east side, we can take whatever we need to do with Rayford down in the city. But we need to get the votes out there. We just don't have them right now. Please tell your friends, I believe I talked with Janice, I believe our next meeting is going to be in January, not December, because of the holidays and all. We'll be set up again in January. Please tell your friends, tell someone else to come to our meetings. They can hear what's going on in their community and they ought to be concerned. So with that, Mr. Barker, I have nothing else to say. I really want to appreciate Mr. Ellerby and Jim Dunham for coming. And what we'll do now, if it's okay with you, we'll open it up for open discussion.
Yes.
I got a question about the historical building sitting on the corner right here in Rockfish. I noticed there's a couple kids standing on this thing in the mornings and the evenings waiting on the school bus. And really it looks like it's going to collapse on it.
Okay.
Can't see anything.
I'm going to try to answer that, Mr. Brock. Janice?
I think probably we have a great deal of people in our community that agree with that exactly. The only way I think that this can be approached is through the county commissioners who are supposed to be in charge of this complete county. We have
Can't the health department do anything about it?
Ma'am?
Can't the health department do anything about it?
Well, that comes through them also, in one sense of the way. They can start pushing it and send the health department down here.
On inspections.
I'm sure EPA ought to be able to do something, all the lawnmower things.
leaking in the ground.
stuff sitting around there.
What about contacting the owner?
He knows.
Well, that's been done.
That's been done? I don't.
That was a
Still
waste
there.
of conversation, but anyway.
It's still there, so.
He doesn't mind it.
I think with that question being brought up, I think what we can do, we'll address that at our next meeting. We will look into the situation, we'll talk to Todd again, which we've already talked to Todd, the owner, and we will bring that up, that it has been brought up from the community, what he intends to do with his building. And I think that's only fair to give him a chance to respond back and let us know what he intends to do with the building. And
How
we'll
long
have
has
an
that
answer.
building been around? I know you've been to school around here.
1930, was it not 30?
Earlier
Earlier than 1930s, 1920.
20s, long in there, one of the first buildings store-wise for that guy.
Let's give him a chance for us to talk with him and let him respond back to what he intends to do with the building. Catherine with the newspaper will probably have a note in the newspaper about it.
Has this thing got a lot of historical value to it in the sense of what?
Actually, there's not enough land to go with it to have much historical in it.
Well, I mean, you know, the Hoover's, garage type
If
thing.
somebody was gonna fix it and make it look presentable, I would say yes.
That's what I'm saying, is we, you know, because of it being here as long as it has, it's basically the oldest building in town other than the schoolhouse, which is now a rubber factory. But if we could get a grant or something and reshape that thing like, and put it back, kind of like
It's
a,
private property, you can't.
well, this is true, but it being an historical building, you run it through the historical society.
I asked a question about another particular building that's around Rockfish, and the only way to do that is the Historical Society would possibly pick it up, and maybe do restoring on it, but then they lose the property. It becomes the historical, it becomes the county's property because it's being historical.
Actually, in years past, when that was put there, that building is probably on the right of way of the road. I'm quite sure the tanks are.
Yeah, well, the
But it might be
island,
under the concrete or a private driveway. That's,
It's gotta be hazardous, because all those lawnmowers we use, they're leaking in. Fire hazard too, I think.
You don't
the
have
fire
any
department's supposed to put it out.
right here around the back, you can't beat it. We beat it every year.
As he was saying, all we can do is, I say, start with the commissioners. They are supposedly controlling the county. They pass laws that we can't have dogs running free. Don't many people pay much attention to it now. You can't fire a shot within 500 foot of another person's house. Don't pay a lot of
It's
attention
a
to that.
thousand.
It's 1,000 now. And they pass in laws like that, they should start and implement who needs to take care of that and give it out to this county to the property owner if they choose not to do nothing to it.
Well, see, that was my point exactly. I think Jim brought it up too. Also, the fact is that nobody has visited, nobody comes out, and no one comes out to visit your community. You see, somebody who's in the position that can help you, they don't come out and visit. They've been invited, but they won't come out.
If they'll write elections out.
But
Bill's got something to say.
all right, got a question in the back?
I was wondering if the committee's found out anything about the drainage problem on Water Drive. It's been brought up before. And the DOT was supposed to come out and looked at it and done something, but they hadn't done nothing.
Okay.
Right now, you could take a canoe and
Where are you talking about on the corner there?
from the corner all the way down, there's a guy put in a tile and it's causing the water back up. They've sent him a letter to tell him to dig it up and put it down lower. He says he's not gonna do nothing about it, but the DOT hadn't come out there and done nothing about it either.
All right, I'm gonna try to answer this question.
That's the kind of thing, I got my rights, I won't do that.
I spoke with Tillman out of Aberdeen. He assured me that he would look into that situation. I talked to Dan Deese before about that situation. He said he'll take a look at it. He's telling me, he says the next big rain we have, he says, don't worry, I'll come out and look at it. Well, they haven't come out and looked at it. Here's my point. When you put a person in a position who is supposed to help you, you put him there, you pay him, you elect him, he avoids you. I don't understand. I don't understand that. But we'll look into it again. I'll call him. I called him last week. I got no response. I called the secretary. I spoke with one of the other gentlemen down there. I said, please have him return my call. I called him 4 times, and he still has not responded. So I look at that as, I was in the position, knowing that he didn't respond to me 4 times, and I'm in a position to where I can help him later on down the road, I'd be looking at him right away. Because he did not help the people, and he promised he would. But
Can I allude to that just a little bit? How many people in here would volunteer to call that man? Brownie's called him, different ones have called him.
I've called.
Here would like to call him.
I've
Get
called.
on him. That's the thing to do, find his number, tell him what you got down there when you're in that
Is
curve.
that the DOT in Aberdeen?
Yep.
Or?
Well, they said the DOT in Aberdeen is the one that handles this area.
I've already been to him on the phone. I did get a speed limit sign changed on Yulon Loop. Because I told him, I said, that doggone thing, you're trying to keep from getting hit in the rear end and keep dodging the car coming out of that intersection. You can't see that sign. I said, ain't there supposed to be a distance from the intersection? He says, just a minute. He come back and says, yeah, you're right. So they moved that sign, I think 300, 200 feet right up from.
The point is, they would have never done that unless you really called and tried to get something.
And I've been on the phone about 6
Action, you
times.
gotta have action. You can't just sit here all night and talk about what we're gonna do and nobody does it. You know, you gotta get out there and get action done.
One person can call every day, and that means a hill of beans. 50 people call every day for a week, somebody will come take a look.
Another thing, when
Am
you,
I right, sir?
Yes, sir.
also on the answer machine, after you get done talking, just ease it up. And let it play for a little bit. You jam up his answering service and he'll come to it too.
But the reason why I brought up about the traffic is, as long as we get it in the paper, I can keep pushing up through Raleigh, say, hey, look, here's what we got, here's what we got, here's what we got, and maybe they'll move us up on the list a little further. Any other questions we might have?
You gonna send him a video?
It takes money to do a lot of things, you know, this is a volunteer board. My gosh, I asked for a volunteer to help me with pizza tonight and didn't get it, so.
Didn't do nothing for it.
But we made it happen, we made it happen. Whether you believe it or not, we put out a lot of money to get people here, advertising, we advertise with the papers and all over, and we put out quite a bit of money. But we're willing to do that because we want to see things changed. We want to do things for the community and the county especially. That's why I said in the beginning, I said, you know, guys, how much do you think we spent? Nobody knew. Or how much? Nobody knew. But I'd like to know where some of that's going because I'm paying a big ton of taxes.
$20 million?
I'm paying big.
There's something going screwy somewhere because we ain't seeing it in action.
Then you need to get involved in your local government, you need to go to the meetings, you need to look at the website and get involved and you'll find out where it's going. I know where it's going. And it's going to good things. I'm not saying that it's not going to good things, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you're not familiar with where it's going and what it's doing for you. Because if I know that you're paying taxes, I'm your boss, you know, I want to know and let you know where the money's going. Any other questions you might have? Anybody? No other questions? I have no other questions. Mr. Brock?
No, I kind of said my little speech a while ago. Thank you all for coming. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Celebrate Christmas and stay safe. And worship in the church of your choice. If that happened to be Tabernacle right down there, we'd be glad to have you. Thank you.
Okay, I move to the meeting be adjourned.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Welcome, Doug.
Thank you.